And we will. And a look here at the passing numbers over the last several months for Chris Paul.
One aspect of his game that's suffered the past few months has been his passing. He hasn't shown that same creativity with the basketball that we'd seen from him earlier in the season, and his assists are way down because of it.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Randall out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. And for San Antonio, they've got Wembanyama. Castle is out there with Fox. Then there's Devin Vassell. And it's Mamu Kelishvili in at the power forward. Gobert the pass to Randall. And finished off by Gobert.
Stay clear of Gobert on the dunk now. The force he goes to the rim with is mighty.
So, Greg, the Spurs last year began 15-56, but it was the ending that they're really hanging their head on. They won 7 of their last 11 games.
And over that closing stretch, Wemby averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. A small glimpse into the potential of this young superstar.
And the Spurs with possession here. After Anthony Edwards made that last three-pointer.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Edwards looking it over. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. They grab their own miss, and Gobert kicks to Edwards. Second chance shot. Rebounded by the Spurs. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they fell to the Wolves.
I mean, they went into that one with the thought that they may have a chance. No.
It wasn't pretty. That's definitely the case. I mean, I know they'd like to scrub that game from their memories and actually erase it from the hard drive.
And the Spurs with possession here. Anthony Edwards unable to get his last shot to go in. Here's Wembanyama.
Not many ways to avoid Gobert when he's on you. I mean, that's what makes him so tough.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Now here's Randall. Following the missed shot by De'Aaron Fox. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. Here they are, game 1 of the season. Wow, it's fun to be here. And Clark, this is the culmination of all the hard work put in over the summer.
Yeah, you talk to the players on both sides, and there's optimism about this upcoming year. We'll see if that optimism is justified over time.
The shot's good from DiVincenzo.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Here's Randall. Out to Edwards. Back to Randall. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. Here's Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
Edwards has such good feel, knows when to get his own or move the ball.
Spurs trail by 8. Vassell, a screen on McDaniel. Vassell outside. Off target from outside. And here are the Timberwolves. They're on a 14-6 run. DiVincenzo against Fox. Pass to McDaniels. Shot clock at 6. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And so Wembanyama will bring it up for the Spurs. To the left wing. Here's Castle. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, yeah. Castle can leap up to the rim. The rookie putting some power behind that finish.
Vassell grabs the board.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
And Fox gets it to go.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
And here is DiVincenzo, following the three-pointer from De'Aaron Fox. DiVincenzo against Fox. The shot's good from DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo with a nice touch on the inside shot. Boy, he really knows how to make it work at close range.
And here is Vassell. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to Wembanyama. Back to Vassell. And stolen by DiVincenzo. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Now here's Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can.
And so it's Minnesota heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Minnesota.
And, guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
And, you know, another thing that's been working for them tonight, scoring off turnovers, points off miscues. They've been converting any mistakes at the other end.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Gobert is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point. That one good for 2.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Hamu Kalashvili passes to Wembanyama. Gobert with the block.
So good at finding these swats. Gobert loves reaching out and sending them away.
Randall finds Gobert. Outside Edwards. A floater. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Spurs trail by 9. Back to Fox. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Nice move. And he sinks the layup. Fox has got 4 this quarter.
Man, I like how confident Fox is inside. I mean, awesome. Absolutely awesome. Getting good positioning close to the basket.
Gobert with a screen for DiVincenzo. A three-pointer off the mark. The Spurs have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Fox, no good. Minnesota leading by 7. And for De'Aaron Fox, his three-point shooting, Greg, has come a long way.
In his rookie season, he only shot 30% on 2 attempts per game. But his volume and efficiency have both gone way up. And it's made him much more dangerous offensively.
Pass to McDaniels. Back to Edwards.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Vassell with it. Picked up by Edwards. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. GA, there is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
His size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
Here's Edwards. Edwards gets it done inside.
You know, when you're a guard like Edwards, I think you need the teardrop in your arsenal. Too many great rim protectors in the NBA. That's a shot you need to have.
Count it, good. Fox has got 11 points.
Seems like he can't miss right now, guys. I mean, completely in the zone this quarter.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
DiVincenzo against Fox. Now here's DiVincenzo. Defense is right there. Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo. Just 4 to shoot. Pass to McDaniels. Another shot. He lays it in. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Well, it's paid off with a greater rate of second chance hoops. I mean, great effort to build this lead on their part.
And what do you expect from Vassell? He's an accurate shooter from the perimeter.
McDaniels finds DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Rebounded by the Spurs. Wembanyama has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Fox kicks to Vassell. Wembanyama, a screen on Edwards. Vassell with it. Picked up by Edwards. Timberwolves leading by 4. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's foul number 2 for him.
Picking up his second foul here. Has to be careful because they can pile up quickly.
Outside Edwards. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Splashed them one after another. It really was quite a display from the strike. Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that does it for the first half of play. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Thanks for tuning. Look, I know this is going off topic, but during the first half, we were doing some dribbling drills. So Kenny, as the point guard here, turning back now to that game we've been watching. A positive first half for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that'll do it for half.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Rudy Gobert has been sensational.
What a welcome surprise that first half. Went above and beyond his usual scoring output.
Well, you know what? They've given him an increased role tonight, and he's taken full advantage of it.
You'll see Barnes and Sohan playing forward. Chris Paul is out there with Johnson. And it's Bassey in at the 5 down low. That's the San Antonio 5.
Not giving up on the play. Great job by Kelvin to absorb the contact and still get the bucket.
Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the decel the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
Here's Minot, covered by Johnson. Minot can't get it to go.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Alexander Walker. As he pulls it in.
Spurs foul. Charles Bassey. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Alexander Walker. He's guarded by Johnson. Goes back up. And it's good on the way in. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
There's the screen. Paul passes to Johnson. Paul, right side, just 5 to shoot. Drills the three-pointer. Paul's got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, nice shot by Paul. Looked good when it left his hand.
Here's Shannon, defended by Paul. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Quick surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
Shooting for Minnesota. Terrence Shannon. Taking 2 shots. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules.
The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play. They found a nice groove in this half, starting out 3 for 4.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Alexander Walker. And the layup's good off the glass. Alexander Walker's got his second bucket of the night.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Paul kicks to Barnes. Rebound, Minnesota. Alexander Walker with the ball. And he gets the bucket. And now a 6-point Timberwolves lead.
That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Here's Paul. A minute 42 left to play here in the third. Zohan, the pass to Johnson. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. With a break in the action, we go to the 2K leaderboard. See the teams that excelled at slowing the pace down a campaign ago. The Timberwolves, number 1.
Defense was their identity, and that's how they're going to beat you. And they did it better than anyone in the league.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And that one's good, Bessie.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Floats one. Shannon passes to Alexander Walker. And Barnes has got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. 6-point game.
Minnesota. Shannon. First personal foul. Third team foul.
So it's San Antonio now. Down low. Massey, the pass to Johnson. Clock at 4. Off target with his 3. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Shannon. Reed with a screen on Barnes. On the wing, Miller. Over Paul. Miller, no up. Now here's Paul. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with... And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle them up right away. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
During that break, Greg Popovich really had some strong advice for his team. He told the players, you guys are too talented to be playing this lackadaisical. Push the ball up the floor, get out on the break, and get to the fast break. Guys, we'll see if they can get it done.
Thank you, David. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Julius Randle is out there with Gobert, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. Vassell against DiVincenzo. Pass to Wembanyama. There's the pick. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. 6 to shoot. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wembanyama. Timberwolves leading by 6. Here's Randle. And he uses the glass on the layup. Randle's got his first 2 points.
Boy, he's a wrecking ball on offense. Randle, so good at finishing inside.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Outside for Wembanyama. And the 3 off target.
And you can see why he might be off on some of his attempts, getting far fewer shots today than he's accustomed to.
McDaniels finds Edwards. McDaniels sets a screen for Edwards. And foul on the shot. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen.
First team foul.
The time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
A superstar level talent for sure. Anthony Edwards is awesome, but I like his competitive spirit as much as his skill.
A shot by Wembanyama, no good. Timberwolves leading by 10. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. DiVincenzo passes to McDaniels. Now Gobert. And here's Edwards from the arc. And the 3 ball is good.
Edwards loves those long-range bombs. He's a confident shooter.
Inside, Mamu Kelishvili.
Boy, you love to see the aggressiveness, using the height advantage to hammer it home.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Fox against DiVincenzo. Pass to Edwards. Gobert the screen. Edwards against Fox. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Vassell with it. Wembanyama outside. Wembanyama! Big man with big range.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
Out to Edwards. Lets the three fly. Here's Gobert. And good work on the boards that pick up the second chance points. And the Timberwolves lead by 10. Stolen by McDaniels. DiVincenzo with it. Now guarded by Wembanyama. To the paint. Randall. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
They're very fresh, but also at the defensive end, how about the way they've been able to deny shot opportunities? Just tearing the opposition up in terms of denials.
It's Edwards on the wing. Pulls it from 20. Rebounded by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
And there is no hesitation on Vassell's catch-and-shoot jumpers. Any sort of room, and he's letting it fly.
And so Edwards will bring it up for the Timberwolves. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Randall finds Edwards. That shot off. Good defense by Wembanyama. From outside the arc, Julius Randle with the rebound. To the inside. Finished off the break.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
And here are the Timberwolves. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. That one goes in.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
It's good. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile. Thanks so much, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge.
Visiting LA.
So many things to love about opening day. What's tops on your list, RJ?
A lot of things, really. But, man, the energy in the building. This house is rocking. These fans are so pumped up and optimistic about their team right now.
Now the opening lineup for the Los Angeles Clippers. Harden and Powell, their backcourt. Kawhi and Zubac make up the front court. And it's Jones in at the 3 slot. And so it's Harden with it. He brings it up for the LA Clippers. They're a team with momentum in the midst of an 8-game winning streak.
You can feel the energy in the air around this team. They know they are on a roll, and they are committed to keeping it going as long as they can.
Now here's Harden. He played a great game against Golden State. Pass to Zubac. Leonard outside. 5 on the clock. Zubac finds Jones. A deep 3. It's hauled in by Wembanyama.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Yes, and a nice assist from Fox. Wembanyama's got 5 now. About a minute played here so far in the first. As quick as anyone in the league, RJ. De'Aaron Fox. How does his speed affect the game?
Well, he's one of those players that normally you have one or the other, but he's quick and fast. Now, that's a mean combination because in the open court, he can break you down. In the half court, he has the quick left to right lateral movement that can cause problems in pick and roll.
Just out of control. Already 3 fouls for him. He'll likely have to take a seat.
Outside Harden. Just 5 on the clock. To the middle. Here's Zubac.
That's just excellent defense from Victor. He just understands how to alter shots with his presence.
3-pointer, Fox. And again. It's the Spurs from deep.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Outside Harden. Can they get it? Jones with the ball. He's picked up by Barnes. Leonard outside. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. San Antonio has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And connects on the 9-footer. He has 7.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Now here's Harden. Zubac passes to Leonard. Zubac screen. Outside for Harden. This one for 3. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got his 4th rebound in this one.
0 for 4 to start things off. Got a bit of a pillow fight brewing here, but they're going to get it going.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
They came out and bum rushed them. Huge difference in activity level from both teams tonight.
Outside for Harden. Screen by Leonard. Harden misses.
Despite the miss, those are the kind of looks coaches hope to create.
It's so interesting, Grant. Younger fans may not realize the Clippers had a lot of rough seasons early on.
Well, you know, B.A., that's one way to put it. You know, in their first 27 years in L.A., they only made the playoffs 4 times. But things have definitely changed, owners have changed, and now they're postseason regulars in the league.
Here's Fox. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. Eubanks, he's checked in for the Clippers. And Richard, we talked about Victor Wembanyama, 7 foot 4 inches, skilled. Did you ever think we'd see a player like him?
Maybe in about 20 years, but we're seeing more and more hybrids. He is just an outlier that we have never seen before. The tallest player in the league and one one of the most skilled.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Victor Wembanyama is looking to make the Spurs a contender. He said, my hunger is bigger than ever to win and compete. I can get so much better, and this is what I'm trying to do every game, every week, and every month. There's no need to be frustrated. I keep my long-term goals in mind.
Passion and patience. Good stuff, Allie. Thank you. Leonard with the ball. Fox picks him up. And the dunk by Leonard.
A spectacular athlete. When Leonard drives to the rim, he's difficult to stop.
Pass to Castle. Back to Wembanyama. Let's go with a three. The rebound by Eubanks. Clippers trail by 15. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
And here's Jones. From behind the arc. They grab their own miss. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And their offensive rebounding is such a strength for them when he's on the floor.
Yeah, he really helps them extend possessions, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board.
The drive by Harden. And then Harden with the jam.
Okay, I see the explosion. Look, Harden never ceases to amaze me.
And that one drops. Fox has got his third basket on the night right there.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
He's got his first free throws of the night right here.
In their previous game, he simply couldn't miss from the line.
Shooting for LA.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Now he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
Sohan, right side, and a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. It's the Spurs leading by 14. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Spurs team out there.
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
It leads to some easy buckets, and I think it's given them control of the pace in this one.
Barnes and Sohan, your small and power forwards. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox, and it's Wembanyama in at the center position. That's who's in the game for the Spurs. Fox, the pass to Wembanyama. Beyond the arc. Gets the three to fall. Wembanyama's got 15 points.
Scouts love this from Wembanyama. A big who can hit smooth three-point shots.
Stolen by Wembanyama. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
Man, Wembanyama getting it done.
Eubanks the screen. Leonard for three. Gets it to drop. Now 2 of 4.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Now Fox. Give him 8 points now. Outside for Wembanyama. Tipped away. And it's the Clippers on the break. Jones' shot is good. Jones has got his first bucket in this one.
He was way ahead of the pack. No one around to contest. He can do anything he wants in that situation.
And those might be the easiest points of the month for him.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
Clock at 6. And Harden with the slam.
Athletic move by Harden. Okay, I see you throwing it down on top of the defense.
Wembanyama screen. Fox against Powell. And it's Fox missing. Clippers trail by 14. Powell passes to Jones. And he jams it home with authority.
While he's a bit undersized for a 4, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
Here's Fox driving inside, and it's Fox with the jam.
just so crafty getting to the rim. Fox runs inside, leaps over the defense for the easy finish.
Screen by Leonard. Takes a three. The rebound by the Spurs. Earlier in the game, they led by 19. The last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And in their last game against this club, turnovers really were a problem for them.
And they have to clean that up. Play smart and value the ball.
Outside Harden. There's the drive. Misses in close.
Yeah, just hasn't been able to find his rhythm offensively, and that's having a ripple effect.
Here's Wembanyama. The shot's good. Wembanyama's got 7 points here in the quarter. And you played for several different coaches with very different philosophies, Grant. Did you have a favorite system?
Well, you know, B.A., I did. I played 19 years, a number of different coaches, but the 8 seconds or less offense back when I was with the Suns as a player, you want to run, and honestly, it's so much fun getting up and down the court like that.
Wembanyama, screen on Harden. Back to Wembanyama. Over to the wing. Barnes feeling it out a bit. Sohan outside. Fox outside. And Fox powers it home.
Even though Fox is just 6'3", he's got some hot, showing them off a little bit on that play.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Harden with a bucket.
He made the most of that opening, teaching the defense a lesson.
Wembanyama, screen on Powell. Fox, the pass to Wembanyama. Out to Fox. Fires from deep. Drains the triple. Fox has got 17.
All game long, he's been getting to his spots, and the defense has yet to adjust.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Outside for Harden. Pass to Leonard. Now Eubanks. Second chance shot. It doesn't go for him.
And usually that's a bucket for him, but look, nobody's perfect in the mid-range.
And so the San Antonio Spurs ending the quarter with a 20-point edge. Appreciate it, Alec. And we'll be coming right back after this break, ready for the third quarter.
Please direct your attention.
I'm guessing my buddy over here loving it. They were forcing the ball into the paint with excellent results.
And now, not a bad. Thanks, as always, for watching.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, Victor Wembanyama has been exceptional here, guys.
And given that he's just delivered a double-double through 2 quarters, I'm excited to see his stats at the end of the night.
But I don't think that that's the most important thing to him. Sure, putting up big numbers doesn't hurt, but he's all about getting the win over everything else.
So, on the floor for the Clippers, Amir Coffey out there with Nicholas Batum. Then there's Chris Dunn. Then there's Bogdan Bogdanovic. And it's Eubanks in at the 5. Got it.
They've been a little soft with their defense on the interior.
The Clippers shooting just 35% from the floor. Here's Dunn. Pass to Eubanks from about 16. Hauled in by Paul.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Here's Mamukelashvili. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
And the 11th pick in 2020. Devin Vassell was drafted for his defense. But Richard, his shot creation has come a long way.
Yeah, he's very comfortable handling and operating in the mid-range. One of his best ranges. He's moved past that 3 and D tag, and he's showing he can do so much more.
Ivica Zubac checked in for the Clippers. Vassell can't get it to go. The Clippers have gone 0 for 3 to start the second half. Coffee can't get it to go.
An ominous start to the second half. They are now 0 for 4.
Mamukelashvili passes to Vassell. Jacks up a 3. Batum pulls it in. Los Angeles has got nothing to fall from outside in this third quarter. Here's Mamukelashvili, guarded by Batum. Vassell, right side. Sinks that one from the post. Vassell's gotten his first basket of the night. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're scoreless since the first half. Johnson against Bogdanovich. Pass to Zubac. And it's slammed in by Zubac.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
Vassell outside. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter.
Vassell has no conscience behind the arc. He will not hesitate to get it up.
Outside Bogdanovich. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Bogdanovich has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Now here's Paul, defended by Dunn. Back to Paul. Sweet little floater. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
To the inside, here's Zubac, and the layup is good.
That is a perfect placement of that dime. Just guided it right to him.
Now here's Vassell. Defense right on him. Here's Paul. And there it is for him. Paul's got 6.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
And so it's Bogdanovich with it. He brings it up for the Clippers. Dunn outside. Batum with a screen on Paul. Here's Dunn. No made baskets yet. 4 on the clock. And again, it's the Clippers.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending. Oh man, he's feeling it this quarter. They should be looking to get him going every trip down the floor.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. Zubac with a screen on Johnson. Bogdanovich passes to Zubac. And it's slammed in by Zubac.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
Count it. Vassell's got 9 points here in the second half.
Boy, Vassell has a smooth offensive game. This man just makes it look easy.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Devin Vassell. That's his first foul. Dunn outside. He takes it in. Soft touch off the glass. Dunn's got his second basket of the game.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. So San Antonio ends up going with a new group.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Right side, Wembanyama. The Clippers grab the miss. Harden surveying the D. It's stolen by Wembanyama on the break. 4 seconds left. 1 second left. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. And so it's San Antonio, already up 26. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
He'll be proud of that one. Bigs love when their passing skills are noticed.
And And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. De'Aaron Fox is out there with Castle, and it's Barnes in at the small forward position. That's the San Antonio 5.
Talk about a pure jumper. Leonard doesn't need a lot of space to rise up.
Here's Fox. Oh, he misses the dunk.
How does such an elite finisher not throw that down? I'm confused.
Outside Harden. And a vital mission for the NBA, mental health. Commissioner Silver has said it's the most important issue for the league.
And I applaud Adam for those comments he's made about it. I mean, the season is so difficult. It can really take a toll on your mind. So it's great the league is trying to help players out through this.
The Clippers shooting 47% in this one, looking efficient. Harden, the pass to Eubanks. Back to Harden. There's the 3. And that's up and in. 5 for 12 in this game.
And their perimeter shooting numbers have been up since the start of the second half.
Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
When Wemby is feeling himself, he is as deadly as any player on the planet.
Outside Harden. From deep. Sohan with a rebound. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 4 in the 4th and looking confident on offense. Barnes, it's good.
Barnes is a very good shooter when you hit him in his spot.
Los Angeles has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the 4th. Harden with it, now guarded by Sohan. Here's Leonard. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama. Fox outside. Outside for Wembanyama. And there's the drive. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 6 assists now in the game. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Spurs.
They've been just suffocating on defense the whole game. Look at their shot blocking. The opposition doesn't have any room to breathe.
Well, another major factor in the offensive performance was the fast break. Converting on those chances when they get them tonight.
That's good from Harden. Hey, Grant, when you look at the mentality of today's players, what are the differences from back in your day?
Well, B.A., through the wonders of technology, players interacting more directly with their fans and telling their own stories. Also, there's a brotherhood. It's a bit more brotherly, with players on different teams more friendly than in days past. And, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It's the speed of De'Aaron Fox that is just so tough to match.
Outside Harden. Pass to Leonard.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
And the shot goes down. Leonard's got 5 points in the quarter.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that
matters. And Fox powers it home.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
It's stolen. Here's Castle, defended by Harden. Fox outside. Here he goes. Up and in on the layup. Fox has got 10 points here in the second half.
He's having one of those nights. Fox just filling it up.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Spurs.
All their efforts on the boards ended up paying off.
And just 2 tough rebounding teams, but they gave the extra effort and were rewarded for it.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Victor Wembanyama.
The work he put in on the glass helped shape this game, never taking a play off and closing out a number of possessions.
Outside for Wembanyama. Back to Fox from the arc. Knocks down the triple. Fox has got 30 points.
That's encouraging to see. Fox knows how important it is to cash in from deep.
And the call will be against James Harden. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
58 seconds left in the fourth. Fox outside. Outside Wembanyama. The three is up. Powell pulls it in. Harden against Fox. Outside Harden. And Harden with the slam.
Unfortunately for them, they're still going to come up short. You wish they'd shown this kind of fight earlier.
Too little, too late. That final score will look way closer than how this game actually played out.
Vassell outside. Wembanyama with it. Eubanks is there. 6 on the shot clock. Spurs need to get one up here. The three. Here's Sohan. Pass to Castle. Launches a three. He can't get it to go. Leonard way outside. Misses there. So we see the Spurs taking the W here, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what.
Hello, basketball fan. Chance now to take a look at some of the steal numbers over the scope of the last few months for Kawhi Leonard.
Defensively, he's really stepped it up over the past few months. You can see the jump in his steal numbers, and it hasn't been by accident. He's put in a ton of effort at the defensive end, and boy, is it paying off.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. The guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Jones, and it's Eubanks in at the center, locking down the middle. And for Minnesota, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 5.
Oh, Anthony Edwards thinks this game is a dunk contest. Go ahead, young sir. What a finish.
Pass to Eubanks. Back to Leonard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Clock at 6. It's Harden with the drive. Gobert with the block.
Boy, whenever Gobert is out there, he will make you think about shooting near the rim. This guy's such a good shot blocker.
Shot clock at 3. And here's Harden for 3. Here we are, Greg, in game 1 of the NBA season. How does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Powell with a screen on Edwards. And the jam by Harden.
Oh, my. James Harden with a statement right there.
DiVincenzo against Powell. The shot's good from DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's got his second basket of the night. Look at Minnesota. They took the win in their last game against the Jazz. Here's Harden. In the corner, Eubanks with it. Harden against Edwards. Off target from three-point range. Timberwolves have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, "I'm not a system player. I am the system."
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that, but Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Clippers are intent on winning big. Coach Tyronn Lue said half of it is great talent, and I think half of it is execution. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. We got to be 100% execution with our talent. That makes for a dangerous team. Kevin?
Very dangerous. All right, David. Here's Harden. Pass to Powell. It's stolen by DiVincenzo. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
So far in this one, guys, it's been the shooting. In particular, from mid-range. That has been huge for them.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
Now here's Edwards. Coming off a stellar performance against Utah.
My goodness, a little athleticism, a little extra on it, Mr. Gobert.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Knocks down the 3 ball.
I'll tell you, despite this guy's strong play in this period, they're still behind. Someone else has got to step up.
DiVincenzo against Powell. Out to Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Jones. Inside. And here we go. Fast break. Powell's got it. Here's Eubanks. And he jams it with authority.
Wow, pretty pass from Powell. This guy has great instincts as a scorer. That time sets up his teammate.
DiVincenzo passes to Randall. The three-pointer, no good.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Here's Powell, and he hits it to tie the game up.
Well, this guy very capable of capitalizing close to the rim. Norman Powell making an impact inside.
Edwards, a screen on Powell. We've got 22 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Edwards with it. Jones covering. Shot clock at 6. Shoots the 3. Eubanks grabs the miss. It's stolen by DiVincenzo. Drills it from outside. DiVincenzo's got 7. Now, here is Harden. He got it up. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Julius Randle is out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. Recently, Doris, the Clippers have had their most successful stretch in franchise history.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They've only missed the playoffs twice, going all the way back to 2012. They made their first conference finals in team history back in 2021. Not bad for a franchise that had one of the worst win-loss records in league history.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Timberwolves leading by 5. And it's Edwards, top of the key. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Eubanks, no good.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
There's the drive. DiVincenzo gets the bucket. DiVincenzo's got 4 points now in the quarter. And it's Harden with the ball for the Clippers. A fantastic stretch this group has strung together. 8 wins and counting.
Well, this is a basketball team that's really humming right now. And what you love is they're working together as a unit, which makes it fun to watch. What I'm curious about here is when teams start to adapt and take away their best strategy, how do they keep the streak going? Really, really interested to see how this plays out.
Now here's Jones, still without a basket. Harden with a screen on DiVincenzo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the foul called on Edwards. That is his first foul of the game. They set the pick to the right side. Eubanks the pass to Powell. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. 5th best, Kawhi Leonard.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
Powell against DiVincenzo. Out to Edwards. Randle with a screen for Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Off target at the rim. Clippers trail by 5. And as James Harden enters his mid-30s, Doris, he's still able to put his fingerprints all over a game.
It's so true, Kevin. Rumors of his supposed demise have been greatly exaggerated. This guy's able to create shots for himself and his teammates at an elite level. James Harden is equally good, passer or scorer. There he sets his teammate up nicely.
Edwards with the screen for DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Offensive rebound. Six on the shot clock. Randle dishes to Edwards. Randle kicks to Edwards. Here's the 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Harden scanning the floor. Powell sets a screen for Harden. Pass to Powell. Left side, Jones. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Jones has got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. Outside, Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Jones. For three, Edwards. It's good from long range. Edwards got 9.
Oh, that is a stone-cold three by the Ant-Man.
Powell sets a screen for Harden. 1:07 left to play here in the second quarter. Powell against DiVincenzo. Outside Leonard. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Well, you look at Kawhi's career, one of the first things he did was work on his consistency from the free throw line. Why? Because he's excellent at drawing contact.
And he's good on the second. When Kawhi Leonard is healthy, Doris, no one has a bigger effect on a game than this great two-way player.
There's no question, Kevin, because of his length and savvy on the defensive end. He can swallow up individual offensive matchups. He's that good defensively. And then you think to his transition on the offensive end from a player who was a standstill shooter to now who you can run your offense through.
Oh, here's Edwards. 9 points in the game so far, and the basket is good.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Powell with a screen on Edwards. It's Harden with the drive, and Harden with the stuff.
Well, James Harden's ability to put it on the deck and get to the cup is elite. And because of that size and frame, he's going to finish most often.
Outside Edwards. Down low. Ball stolen. Deflects the pass. Here's Leonard. And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the Sun. Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
Checking out Los Angeles. Like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's talk about our game. The LA Clippers are in a close one.
How have they kept it this close? Their D has been invisible. Come on.
And that about wraps it.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
So with Harden on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. The post pairing, Batum and Zubac. Dunn is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Coffee in at the small forward. For the lead. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Now, Alexander Walker. Driving in, and he goes in for the dunk.
Go into the rack with energy. And the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
And here's Bogdanovich for 3. Los Angeles with another miss.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
So, Doris, here's a question for you. Should the NBA widen the court? Because the corner 3 now is such a staple in these offenses.
That's exactly right. One of the most coveted, Kevin, because the proximity of the shot is so desirable. Here's what we know unequivocally. There's no way they're going to widen the court because it would take out some of the money-making courtside seats. That's not happening.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Back to Reed. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. From deep. The shot comes out.
You know, missed that one, but still a really good start coming off the break. 3 for 4 now.
Dunn finds Batum. Bogdanovich wide open. Hits it from three-point range. Bogdanovich has got himself on the board with 3 there. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Alexander Walker. Reed the pass to Alexander Walker. Back to Reed. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. With the shot. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. And so it's Bogdanovich who brings up the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 1-point game. Pass to Zubac. For the lead, Dunn outside. Driving inside. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Zubac has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, Chris Dunn's passing ability was ready-made for the NBA.
And talk about victors and guys who play to their strengths. What about Zubac? He does a great job.
He does, Kevin. A 7-footer who wants to play like a 7-footer. He's an outstanding rebounder. He doesn't need the ball offensively. You know he's going to show up and give you great effort every night.
Bogdanovich passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Well, Zubac's always around the rim. You love the quick strike there.
To the paint. Pass to Shannon. Here's Minot. And they get it. And Reed has it in the corner. Sinks the triple. Reed's got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Zubac finds Bogdanovich. 55 seconds left in the third. Reed with the block.
Give Nas Reed credit. He perfectly timed that block. Wow.
The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Alexander Walker up top. He is covered by Bogdanovich. The shot's good from Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker's got 6.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Zubac with the screen for Bogdanovich. Pass to Zubac. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Coffey. And a miss there on the triple. Drives to the hoop. And there it is for him. And it's a 4-point Minnesota lead.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Dunn passes to Zubac. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
And we've reached the end of the third. Timberwolves lead by 4. And we'll get it going after this. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Rudy Gobert is out there with Randall. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And here's Harden for 3. Great D that time from Edwards. Timberwolves leading by 4. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Gobert with a screen on Harden. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. A three-pointer is right on target.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Powell with a screen on Edwards. And a deep three from Harden. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Edwards at the rim.
Really good possession there. They never lost their focus, even as the game's gotten tight.
You know, a few more possessions like that one, and they can put the finishing touches on this game. They just have to have effective trips like that one.
Here's McDaniels. Outside for Randall. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
And you can see why he might be off on some of his attempts, getting far fewer shots today than he's accustomed to.
Once Kawhi Leonard gets to the interior, this guy's so tough to keep from scoring.
Edwards from deep three-point territory. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
The three from Harden. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his sixth rebound on the night.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Leonard with the screen on Edwards. And again for three.
And now for this franchise, he's hit the most threes in a single season.
His incredible range stretches out the defense on a nightly basis. It's an invaluable element to this offense. Edwards, a screen on Powell. Out to Edwards. To the middle. Here's Gobert, and it's good. The time running down in the shot clock. And it's 6 points for Rudy Gobert. Clippers trail by 9. Harden outside. Powell with a screen on Edwards. Here's Harden. Minnesota with the rebound. 1:46 left here in the fourth quarter. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. A three. Eubanks grabs the miss. Eubanks got 6 rebounds in the game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That'll be his second foul of the game. Edwards against Harden. We've got 1:18 left to play here in the fourth. Puts up a deep three. Minnesota with the rebound. Gobert's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Edwards offline from the top of the key.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Jones finds Leonard. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Knocked away. Jones, the pass to Leonard. 6 to shoot. Powell, no one around him. And the Clippers miss again. Minnesota with the ball. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. And Edwards slams it in.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Now they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Here's Harden. Edwards with the block.
Great defensive play by Anthony Edwards, engaged on that end of the floor right now.
Outside for Randall. Banked in off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 13. And the foul on Harden. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. A confident David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Ohm.
running 2K Sports for a Friday night full of it. All right, look here at the passing numbers over the last several months for Chris Paul.
One aspect of his game that suffered the past few months, passing the basketball. He hasn't shown that same creativity that we've seen from him earlier in the year, and his assists are down.
Now the starting group for San Antonio. Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. De'Aaron Fox is out there with Castle, and it's Vassell in at the 3. And for Minnesota, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Stan, it feels like the hardest part of team building is getting a superstar. The Spurs have one.
Well, they sure do, B.A. San Antonio was retooling for a few years, and then they won that 2023 lottery and draft Victor Wembanyama, a superstar, and now it's about surrounding him with the right guys.
Now here's Wembanyama. And we're about a minute into the first. Fox, that's good.
A 6'3" point guard, Fox has solid size at the 1, and it really helps him out inside.
Pass to Edwards. Picked by Gobert from deep three-point range. Rebound by San Antonio. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I briefly spoke with Chris Finch. He said they spent all week watching film on Victor Wembanyama, trying to find flaws that they could take advantage of. No such luck. So their mission tonight is to try to make someone else beat them, which coach admits could be fool's errand.
Allie, thank you. Vassell's shot is good.
They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Edwards a screen on Fox. The kick out to Edwards. For 3, DiVincenzo. Here's Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
That's just an excellent save by Gobert. Grabbing that rebound and getting his team a second opportunity.
Sohan, pass to Fox. Picked up by Sohan. And it's Fox penetrating. And Gobert with a block. Back to Sohan. Pass to Castle. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Vassell. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Vassell's got 5 points. Stan, 2 of the greatest words in all of sports, opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated, everybody's optimistic, and everybody is eager to get going, whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
Lift off there for Fox, showing how high up he can get.
DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. Here's Gobert. McDaniels from long range. Sinks the tray. He has 6.
And you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Now here's Fox. Here's Wembanyama. Vassell outside. Wembanyama, screen on DiVincenzo. Back to Wembanyama. Fires the 3. Randle pulls down the board. Timberwolves trail by 3.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him. I mean, he's yet to make a shot this quarter. At some point, you got to look for other ways to impact the game.
Sends it home from three-point land.
The big story thus far, how well they've shot the rock.
Knocked away. DiVincenzo, pass to McDaniels. Drops Drops in the three.
Yeah, that's a good sign for McDaniels. They need him to shoot with confidence.
McDaniels against Fox. Pass to Vassell. Now Edwards. Turned in an outstanding game against Utah. Fade away. Rebound by San Antonio.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
Fox goes in. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. It's on Dante DiVincenzo.
You're one of the fastest players in the game. When Fox attacks the defense, he puts so much pressure on them.
And both free throws good for Fox. And De'Aaron Fox picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Down low. Here's Gobert. 2 on the clock. Can't get the layup. Devin Vassell has been on display for the Spurs. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
Yeah, also, you got to appreciate how unselfish they've been. I mean, the ball movement has been impressive, and the assist numbers are off the chart.
And is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. So that's the Timberwolves 5. From outside the arc. Gets the 3 ball to go. DiVincenzo's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Fox against McDaniels. Fox, the pass to Vassell. Sohan outside. Back to Vassell. Clock at 6. Spurs need to get one up here. Wembanyama with it. And it's Gobert picking him up. And the shot goes in. Wembanyama's gotten his second bucket.
The refined jumper of Wembanyama. You just never see that in a man of his height.
Here's Edwards. He can't get that one to fall. Wembanyama with some nice D. San Antonio leading by 4. And so they foul intentionally.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter.
Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for them that time.
Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation.
Vassell against McDaniels. Edwards a screen on Vassell. Now here's McDaniels. Not a lot of room. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Edwards. Oh, the finish inside by Edwards.
Edwards plays with such ferocity.
And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
Gobert. That one's good. This game is all even.
Well, it's exactly what Gobert wants offensively. He wants to attack at the closest range possible.
And Fox powers it home.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Edwards, a pass to DiVincenzo. Here's Randle. Back to DiVincenzo. Rebounded by Fox.
When you challenge a player on a layup, that's what you want. Getting a stop without a foul. The defense wins that battle.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, De'Aaron Fox, the inaugural 2023 Clutch Player of the Year, he said, quote, "You can't be afraid to fail. Obviously, you're not going to make every shot, but my team puts me in position to succeed, so the least I can do is have confidence in myself to take good shots." Brian?
Allie, thanks. You know, he's become a star from deep. Wembanyama gets rebounded by Minnesota. Outside, DiVincenzo. And here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Gobert with a screen on Fox. McDaniels from long range.
I can't believe he missed that three. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be given.
Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
And part of what makes Wembanyama so dangerous, a big guy who can push the pace.
And a foul call. Looks like he had a clear path to the basket. They'll get one free throw and they'll keep possession here. Defensive Player of the Year 4 times over, Stan. Rudy Gobert tied for the record.
Yeah, Brian, alongside Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace, and Gobert's capable of getting another one too, assuming his countryman Victor Wembanyama doesn't start taking the reins.
Here's McDaniels. Floats one up. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to go. The Spurs have gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. Here's Castle, guarded by Edwards. From deep, Wembanyama. Ooh, Wembanyama with the silky stroke from 3.
Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
Here's DiVincenzo. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. DiVincenzo's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, anytime you can get a good look close in like that, it's always your best option.
Such a terror on the drive. Fox possesses blow-by speed, getting past defenders in a hurry.
Outside, DiVincenzo. No good with the triple.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots. Showing how athletic he is, when Castle sees room for takeoff, he jumps all over it.
Back to Fox. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now. Edwards with it. He's picked up by Vassell. There's 14 seconds left in the second quarter. McDaniels, that's good. McDaniels got 11 points.
Well, smart idea from McDaniels, looking to convert inside.
Now here's Fox. Fox goes in. Here's Sohan. He buries it from 3. And the Spurs lead by 8. And so the San Antonio Spurs finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Defense is setting the tone. Well, now a minute to... Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
When I look at San Antonio, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have.
And now let's check out the game at hand. It was a solid first half effort for the Spurs.
When you take care of the board.
And that'll do it for...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. One of the stories here, Jaden McDaniels getting it done today.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting the second half with. Johnson is out there with Chris Paul. Then it's Harrison Barnes. And it's Bassey in at the 5. Timberwolves trail by 8. Reed a screen on Paul. Here's Shannon. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
First personal foul.
Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
Into the lane. Banked it in off the glass.
Yeah, and despite his relative lack of size, CP very crafty finishing inside.
Pass to Reed. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Johnson.
And they're doing strong work on the glass. A +5 advantage for them.
To the paint. Here's Mamukelashvili, guarded by Miller. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Johnson gives them a huge lift when he's creating for his teammates. It takes their offense up a notch.
Outside, Alexander Walker on target from range. Alexander Walker's got his first 3 points of the game.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Now here's Paul, covered by Alexander Walker. Paul with the bucket. And the Spurs lead by 9.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Tipped.
Minnesota foul. Miller. First personal foul. First team foul.
San Antonio with the ball. Outside Barnes. The 3 ball.
Well, after 3 straight makes, that's their first miss of that.
And Nickeil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Miller. A look now at the leaderboard to see which teams had the toughest defenses this past season. Number 1, Minnesota.
And their gritty mentality when it came to defense was really infectious. They were the best last year at holding opposing teams to low-scoring totals.
Paul passes to Johnson. Now here's Paul. He's guarded closely. Six to shoot. Out left to the wing. Here's Bassi. Oh, and Reed with a block.
Well, Reed really gets after it on defense. He's a big man that loves coming up with blocks.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Here's Shannon. Pass to Alexander Walker. And the 3 off target.
If they just continue to dominate the boards.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, the Timberwolves, no doubt, a team to be reckoned with. Coach Chris Finch said, we come in every single night and compete. No matter what the circumstances are, we expect to win. We root for each other, so I feel like we have all the makings of a tough team.
And they have reason to be confident, Allie. Thank you. Spurs lead by 9. Paul passes to Barnes. Back to Paul. Third quarter action. Just under 3.5 minutes have passed. Lets the 3 fly. Count it from distance. Paul's got 9 points in the quarter.
And Paul is very selective with his shot attempts, especially from deep. So you know he liked that look.
And Shannon gets it to go.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
And so Paul will bring it up for the Spurs. Barnes the screen. Paul passes to Barnes. Here's Mamukelashvili to the right side. Here's Bassi. Reed with the rebound. Timberwolves trail by 10. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Here's Alexander Walker. And the layup is good off the glass. Alexander Walker's got his second bucket of the night. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 for 9 from the floor in the third quarter. Ball drives in. Count it. Good. And the Spurs lead by 10.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this quarter.
Outside Reed. Pass to Shannon. Ball with a steal. To the inside. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Here's a three from Paul. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth. Spurs out in front, up. Greg Popovich addressing his team.
Down the stretch now. No foul.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And Minnesota with possession here. They trail by 9 and is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. So that's the Timberwolves 5. That's going to be over and back. Not watching the line on that one. And Greg Popovich has called timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Over the last break, I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was telling his team. He implored his team to use the clock. He said the clock is our friend. No need to rush things unless they give us a free one. Let's squeeze them out of this game. Back to you, Brian.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Edwards looking for an opening. Here's Gobert. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama.
With his length and energy, Wembanyama has the ability to be a game-changing defender.
That one falls. And the Spurs lead by 9. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for San Antonio.
Well, they're shot blocking. The defensive effort level has been great. You gotta love that intensity.
They're also finding a lot of points tonight off of transition play, running the floor and using the fast break to beat the defense.
Edwards, no good.
Good job hitting the glass. They're +8 in rebounding. Well, Castle got out in transition and ends up getting trusted with finishing the fast break, which he does.
DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Third personal foul. First team foul.
McDaniels against Vassell. Outside McDaniels. Clock at 4. Pass to Edwards. Over Castle. And, Coach, you've been lauded by some of your former players for your pregame preparation. I've seen it myself in the broadcasting room.
Well, I've also been cursed by some of those players for my pregame walkthroughs, Brian. People thought they were way too long, but I just wanted to be as prepared as possible and was one that always believed I'd rather do too much than too little.
Outside Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Back to Edwards. Stolen by Vassell. Here's Wembanyama. Here's the 3. Randall pulls down the board. Edwards against Vassell. Outside Edwards. The 3 is up. Minnesota again missing.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
Yeah, you can tell Vassell likes sharing the ball. He's not just looking for his shot.
Pass to McDaniels. Edwards against Vassell. To stop the drought. Connects. The jumper drops. Grant wouldn't Wouldn't be a bad idea here to slow it down.
Yeah, the coach is definitely looking for patience and execution. He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he? Here's DiVincenzo. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 13 rebounds in the game. Glass eating. Pass to Kessel for three. Good, and the assist to Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got his 4th assist with that last one. Up top, DiVincenzo. He's covered by Fox. Outside Edwards. Fires for three. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it. And Minnesota making a change here. Reed's checked in. And it's San Antonio's ball. They've got a 13-2 run going.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Spurs.
What would you say the deciding factor in this game was, Grant?
Yeah, B.A., ultimately you have to look at their field goal percentage. They were the more efficient team because they found clean looks all night.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And what a huge performance it was for Victor Wembanyama.
Well, you know, his work on the glass was a key factor, helping to turn the tide as far as the possession game. And so often, that's the difference.
And both free throws good for Edwards.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Now the Timberwolves with it. It's an 18-point game. And the basket is good. On offense, here is San Antonio. They're on a 15-6 run. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Hits a three-pointer.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
Back to Edwards. Sinks it from just inside the baseline.
Well, good recognition there from Reed to realize that his best decision was to move the ball.
The three from Wembanyama. That shot missing. So we see the Spurs taking the W here. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that says a lot about this squad.
Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for Ivica Zubac.
And it's really been a nice trend for him over these last several months. He's been steadily improving in terms of his scoring output. That extra production making him more valuable the further we get along in this season.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. Castle is out there with Fox. And it's Vassell in at the small forward. How important, Greg, is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Oh, great decision there. Get it to Wembanyama and let Victor finish as the roller.
Harden. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Personal foul.
Then one on Castle.
Oh, the officials are all over that.
When you think about James Harden, he's had such an effect on the game. Brent, they changed the rules because of him.
Well, it's interesting, Kevin, because you can think about it a couple of ways. There was a system change for James Harden to try the system, and then, as James has said himself, he became the system. So leaning into all of the analytics of basketball, you have to have somebody who can represent all of the things that system would require, and it came in the form of the beard for many years. And that kind of offensive output is something that is going to be, we'll be hard-pressed to see that again, Kevin.
Leonard sets a screen for Harden. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Tyronn Lue.
He had a list of concerns coming in tonight, not the least of which was matching up with De'Aaron Fox. He said it's not just the speed, though that obviously is an issue. It's that Fox has also become so good at dictating tempo and getting him to play his style. That's something they can't allow. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. And here is Fox. James Harden getting it to go from deep. And it's Fox with the jam.
How about Fox just getting to the rim right there? Great to see him explode at times.
Now here's Harden. Nobody near Leonard. From outside, off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Here's Fox. Pass to Sohan. Empty that time from Leonard.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Kicks it out to Harden. Second shot opportunity. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wembanyama.
So a moment now to see the story on James Harden. Coming off a terrific season. Put up about 16 points a game, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And so much of what they do on offense depends on how he plays.
Well, he attracts serious attention from the defense, and that really does open up the backside for a lot of his teammates to take full advantage.
And it's Fox with the jam. Nice back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Harden outside, launches it. Again, the miss by Harden.
He's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range. What a great option he gives them on every possession.
Clippers trail by 3. Harden scanning the floor. Leonard on the wing. Outside, Jones. Screen by Leonard. Jones kicks to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Oh, man, when Kawhi dunks, you feel it. This is how powerful that guy is.
Wembanyama, a screen on Powell. And it's Fox with the jam.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, well, he settled for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
Oh, get up, James. Talk about a guy who scores from all 3 levels.
Fox against Powell. Wembanyama outside. And there's the drive. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. And it's 7 points for Victor Wembanyama.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And that one, good.
Even if he's not a big man, Harden can score inside with the best of them.
Fox passes to Wembanyama. Now, Sohan. Here's Fox finding the lane.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Leonard sets a screen for Harden. And Harden with the start.
We're pretty deep into his career, but James Harden's still showing that burst.
Vassell against Jones. Basket counts.
And that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Spurs.
These guys have been so quick off the dribble, finding great lanes to attack and getting themselves to the basket.
Well, a lot of the players are doing a good job as well of scanning the interior part of the paint. All those inside looks, those are paying off.
The guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Drew Eubanks out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jones in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 5. Here's Powell. Pass to Eubanks. Leonard sets a screen for Jones. Out left to the wing. It's Fox with the drive. And a wide open look for Wembanyama. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop him.
De'Aaron Fox, Brent, is a very special player, isn't he?
Well, Kevin, it's true. De'Aaron Fox is a blur in the open court, but it's his leadership that really has come along at such an early stage. And you think about the run that he went on with the Kings just a couple of years ago. He's not settling with that. He wants more. He wants to play in the postseason, and he's capable of getting any team there. And by the numbers, Kawhi is one of the most efficient three-point shooters ever.
Here's Sohan. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. The 3 from Harden. And it's Vassell with the foul. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Harden outside. 5 on the clock. Fires for 3. And it's Fox with the rebound.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Here's Vassell. Traps in the tray. Vassell's got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs.
And there is no hesitation on Vassell's catch-and-shoot jumpers. Any sort of room, and he's letting it fly.
Harden outside. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Spurs leading by 7. Fires from deep. Not this time. His first miss in 3 attempts from the field. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. A fantastic stretch this group has strung together. 8 wins and counting.
Watching this team operate at this elite level, firing on all cylinders, the way they're going right now, this winning streak could go on for some time.
San Antonio with the ball. James Harden getting it to go from deep. And stolen by Leonard. Harden the pass to Eubanks. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And now just a 2-point Spurs lead. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Wembanyama passes to Sohan. Again, the miss by the Spurs. LA's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Brent, when you talk about the Clippers franchise, and you appreciate this so much, their first superstar was really Bob McAdoo.
And what a tremendous talent. You know, most people remember Bob McAdoo with his years with the Lakers. But man, when he was with the Buffalo Braves, 3 straight scoring titles, was the league MVP in 1975. Sorry, Dad. Some people still consider him the club's best player ever.
Wembanyama with the bucket.
And when Wembanyama is connecting from deep, he is downright unguardable. This is how special a talent he is.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Brent, we know that James Harden has won 3 consecutive scoring titles in his past. But now, he really has worked on his game and changed his game to a degree.
Well, that's true, Kevin. Also, the system around him has changed. I mean, what they leaned into in Houston for James Harden to become an offense unto himself was unique at the time. James is a little bit older. He's playing with a different set of players that bring their own skill sets, but he's much more of a passer. He led the league in assists in 2023. So all of his offensive ability has not gone away. It's just manifesting itself in a different form.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
And, you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Well, there's so much talk about James Harden and how much he has just mastered the offensive end of the floor. What do you work on in the offseason? I don't know if there's much other than to stay as sharp as James Harden has been throughout his career.
Now, here is Harden. 17 points in the game. 34 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Pass to Sohan. Here's Castle. Hands it from downtown. Castle's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Something Castle continues to work on. It's crucial that he becomes more consistent from deep.
Here's Harden. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harden's got 19 points.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Spurs lead by 3. Jets now. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
Well, right now for the Spurs, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, Shifting gears back to that first half, De'Aaron Fox had it all working.
And what he did to those defenders?
Thanks for joining us.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Now, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. You've got Paul, also Johnson out there. And it's Mamu Kalashvili in at the power forwards position. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, the Clippers are inaugurating their new arena this season, and they're set to host the All-Star Game next season. It will mark the 7th time that the LA area has hosted the All-Star facilities. Kevin, there will be no shortage of stars in attendance.
That's always the way it is in LA. You're so right, David. It ought to be quite a spectacle. Trains the three-pointer. And Greg, you think about what they call float games. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
So shrewd and elusive on the drive. Once Paul sees an opening in the defense, this guy goes into attack mode.
Snatched away. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Here's Bassett. Another one falls for San Antonio.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Inside. Batum finds Dunn. The three. And it's Mamu Kalashvili with the rebound. To the paint.
That's what Paul does best, giving his man a great scoring opportunity.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. A three from Bogdanovich. Bangs home the trifecta. Bogdanovich has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Here's the 2K leaderboard with last season's best free throw shooting teams. The Clippers third.
Well, it was a big focal point for them last season, making good on their trips from the free throw line.
Zubac, a screen on Johnson. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down now to just 6 on the basket from Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich focused on scoring on the inside, and when he gets close to the basket, it looked like he was hungry to get 2. Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Keldon Johnson. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Bogdanovich passes to Zubac. The shot misses. Spurs leading by 8. And Zubac has proven that, Brent, there's still a place in the league for old school center.
Well, I think he plays, Kevin, with a combination of talent around him that allows him to situate himself right where he needs to be. Impactful around the basket, a huge rebounding presence, a guy that brings some physicality, and he's been in a perfect slot to show why it is he's such a valuable NBA player.
Bogdanovich, no luck. For San Antonio, they've gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the field here in the third, coming out of the break, very out.
It's just a master class when Chris Paul has the ball. Great at orchestrating the offense and right there finding his teammate.
Zubac with the screen for Dunn. It's tipped. Johnson outside. Fires the three. Paul outside. A second chance effort, and the Spurs scoring again.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
Bogdanovich goes in, and it goes down 2 points. Bogdanovich has got 7 points in the game.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
First team foul.
56 seconds left to play in the third. Paul passes to Mamu Kalashvili. Back to Paul. Always going up.
And some vintage CP3 there. Playing smart is a big part of it, folks.
Zubac, a screen on Johnson. Bogdanovich, no luck. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for San Antonio. 14 points, their largest lead in the game.
Yeah, that's a tough one. An experienced player in the pro game shouldn't be making that pass.
29 seconds left in the third. Pass to Coffey, and stolen by Barnes.
And CP3 with that court awareness is legendary, exceptional at realizing when his guys are wide open.
Dunn, wide open, he fires. Wants to get it to Zubac, and does. Just 3 on the clock. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. On a platter.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle. You can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
First personal foul.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. The guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Drew Eubanks. And it's Jones in at the 3. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 16. And the jam by Harden.
It's not a handful, it's a bundle of these kind of performances from James Harden. What a night.
To the inside. Here's Castle. Eubanks defending. It's up a 3. Good! Another from 3.
And now, for this franchise, he's hit the most threes in a single season.
His incredible range stretches out the defense on a nightly basis. It's an invaluable element to this offense.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
And here's Leonard from 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Vassell outside. Over Harden. They get the rebound. Vassell outside. Takes the 3. Three-pointer. That drops. Nice feed that time from Wembanyama. And the Spurs lead by 14. Harden outside. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. 6 on the shot clock. And the jam by Harden.
One of these monster nights from James Harden.
Spurs leading by 12. Fox goes in. Here's Sohan. Outside for Wembanyama. That 3 off the mark.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Harden. From deep three-point land. Rebound San Antonio. At one point they led by 16. Fox passes to Vassell. Three-pointer. Good on the triple. Vassell's got 6 points in the quarter.
And what do you expect from Vassell? He's an accurate shooter from the perimeter.
Harden outside.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
That one goes. It's counted. Harden's got 28.
Well, here's the problem. He's shooting the lights out, but they're still behind. They need another guy to step up.
And just a perfectly designed play. Anytime you can get a dunk on the inbounds, you know the X's and O's were in the right spot.
It's good. Harden's got 11 in the second half.
Yeah, this is something that you just learned. You cannot underestimate the physicality of James Harden just warding off the contact.
Clippers trail by 13. Jacks up a 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Harden's got 33.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
Here's Castle, guarded by Harden. This one for 3, and the basket by Vassell.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
The shot's good. He has 35.
Just simply creating offense. That's what James Harden is. He is the system.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for San Antonio.
And they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the floor of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for De'Aaron Fox.
And guys, I just felt he was tremendous tonight. His energy infected his teammates. and the wrecking ball on both ends.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. For three, it's rebounded by Leonard. Harden outside. Three-pointer, Fox. No good there. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home. look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Kawhi Leonard.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in the point. And for Los Angeles, the guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Drew Eubanks. And it's Jones in at the 3, the small forward. It's Harden with the drive. Here's Eubanks. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Eubanks got the opening bucket of the night here for Los Angeles. Edwards a screen on Powell. DiVincenzo finds McDaniel. Latrey. They get it back. Here's Gobert. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. And so Harden will bring it up for L.A. Up.
Kawhi Leonard might be quiet off the court, but on the court, he makes a lot of noise.
And what a new era for the Clippers, Greg, playing here in their own arena, the Intuit Dome.
You had no more sharing, right? No more covering up Laker banners. It feels like the Clippers are on their own 2 feet now. This was the goal for the ownership group, and they made it happen.
The shot by Powell, no good.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Golden State Warriors. Harden against Edwards. Now, here is Harden. Defense right on him. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
I tell you, James Harden's ability to power through contact and finish with bodies around him is something else.
DiVincenzo with it. Leonard picks him up. Randle left side. Out to Edwards. 4 on the clock. Buries it from three-point range. Edwards got 7. Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. It's Harden with the drive. Down low. It's stolen by Edwards. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks very much. James Harden is still a factor at age 35. He says, I'm more than a scorer, so for me, it's just impacting the game at the highest level. Kevin, he's led the league in scoring 3 times, but has also led the league in assists. So, it's pretty much true. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Oh, don't forget, he rebounds as well as any guard right now in the NBA. For the finish, a huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
And boy, he gets a great jump on the rest of the field there and just leaves them behind.
Oh, you love the awareness, the decisiveness. Great job there.
Jones, no luck. Minnesota leading by 5. Edwards looking it over. Pass to McDaniels. Shot clock at 5, and Jones sends it back. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter. To end the run. Oh, and the dunk by Jones.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. His last outing, 16 points for him.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Harden against Edwards. Harden the pass to Jones. Here's Eubanks. That's in, coming off an assist from Jones. Eubanks got his second bucket of the night.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Edwards. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Harden left side. Kicks it out to Leonard. Jones with the screen on McDaniel.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Randall out there with Gobert, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. DiVincenzo against Jones, and finished off by Gobert here on opening day. And what a great day it is. Frank, what are these players feeling as they tip off this new season?
It is always exciting to start a new season. Players are just filled with hope and optimism, especially...
Oh, the power on that throwdown!
How about Anthony Edwards, the bounce? Go ahead, Ant.
Edwards against Harden. Outside Leonard, pass to Powell. In the corner, Eubanks with it. 4 on the shot clock. Jones for 3. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top three-point shooters. Michael Conley is 3rd. And, of course, Norman Powell.
What shooting we saw from them all season. I mean, I'd love to see these guys in a game of horse. They'd probably be draining shots from midcourt.
Powell against DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Lets it go with a 3. Edwards cashing in from outside.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
From deep, Harden gets the three-pointer to fall. Harden's got 5 points in the quarter.
James Harden understands answering a 3 with your own 3 negates any momentum of your opponent.
DiVincenzo with it. Jones covering for 3. Edwards. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And Doris, what's amazing to me, if you look at Kawhi Leonard's production year to year, there's no drop-off.
There's certainly consistency to what Kawhi Leonard does. When he entered the league, he was a defensive force from the outset. And then he built methodically his offensive game. Free throws, post-game, and now range shooting. He is a complete basketball player.
Here's Randall. James Harden with the rebound. Clippers trail by 5. Beyond the arc. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got his 4th rebound in this one. Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo. McDaniels passes to Gobert. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter.
2 minutes remaining.
Kawhi, confident inside.
Such a strong wing. Kawhi can more than handle his own down low.
Edwards with the screen for DiVincenzo. From downtown. And Jones pulls it down. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Powell dishes to Jones. Leonard sets a screen for Jones. And it's Jones finishing it off.
Hey, guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatic.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay? This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
Here's Edwards. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they felled the Wolves.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
You know what? There was a lot of standing around in that basketball game. Failing to move bodies and failing to move the basketball is a bad formula.
And slam dunk by Gobert.
That is right in Gobert's window. Make it easy.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Harden against Edwards. Leonard looking over the floor. From past the arc. Leonard with the range. DiVincenzo finds Edwards. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Edwards.
LA basketball.
It's stolen by Gobert. And a close game so far for the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Timberwolves on top, up 2. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
I think for the Timberwolves, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big.
Getting to that first half of action from Minnesota, they find themselves in the middle of a tight one.
Despite being the visitor, they...
Thanks for joining us.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look they wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
The post pairing, Batum and Zubac. Chris Dunn is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Coffee in at the 3 slot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. You know, Doris, assists aren't just a point guard stat any longer, are they? A lot of big men in the league can distribute very well.
Yeah, Kev, it's really striking to me how multi-dimensional every single position in the NBA has become. As you said, bigs can pass, point guards can attack the cup and score. The game is becoming more and more skilled.
Bogdanovich passes to Zubac. Reed with the block.
Boy, give Naz Reid credit. He perfectly timed that block. Wow.
Alexander Walker on the wing. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
Bogdanovich looking around. Screen by Zubac. Misses the 3.
Ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Reed with the screen on Dunn. Here's Alexander Walker. And it's off from 3-point range. Clippers trail by 6 to the wing right side. It's tipped. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Lets a floater go, and he lays it up and in. Alexander Walker's got 5 now.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Dunn. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Nothing yet for them in the third quarter. Outside for Batum. And the Clippers miss again. Minnesota leading by 8. Alexander Walker passes to Reed, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Back to Bogdanovich. Clock at 6. Reed with it. Now guarded by Bogdanovich. Pass to Shannon. Back to Alexander Walker.
2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 2 minutes.
Reed with it. Back to Alexander Walker. Just 3 to shoot. And now the Clippers on the break. Outside Bogdanovich. To end the drought. The Clippers rebound. Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, Zubac knows his job, and that's to do the dirty work. Get into the offensive glass.
Here's Shannon. Dunn covering. Now, Alexander Walker. He has 7. Shot clock at 6. Picked by Reed. Nailed from three-point land. Alexander Walker's got the lead up to 11 now for Minnesota. Outside Bogdanovich. From deep three-point land, an absolute bomb from three-point range. Bogdanovich has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Reed with a screen on Bogdanovich. Takes a 3, and another 3 for Minnesota.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with the basket, coming off a pretty pass.
They get it back. Zubac, no good.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And Reed throws it down.
Oh, my goodness, a big target at the cup. The vertical threat that is Naz Reed.
Zubac with the screen for Bogdanovich. Size again. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Reed's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Minnesota looking at a 13. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-yard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. On the court for Minnesota, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Gobert is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. Edwards against Leonard. In the corner, Harden. Leonard on the wing from 20 feet out. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Leonard's got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for the Clippers. Edwards kicks to Randall. Edwards against Jones. A beautiful finish inside by Ant.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
Eubanks, the pass to Leonard. Drains it from 17 feet out.
I'll tell you, what a night. He has been efficient. He's been strong. Unfortunately, they're still fighting an uphill battle.
Pass to Harden. Back to Eubanks. Outside, Jones. Eubanks up top. From the high post. And he sinks that one in the back of the rim on the way in. Leonard's got it back down to single digits for Los Angeles. DiVincenzo against Powell. Edwards a screen on Powell. DiVincenzo kicks to Edwards. There's Anthony Edwards. The Clippers grab the miss.
Oh, an easy look, but he decides to be a crowd pleaser. I'm sure he's upset for attempting that one. Well, when he lacks the size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
DiVincenzo against Powell. Out to Edwards. To the paint. Here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
If he's operating in pick and roll, because Rudy Gobert is such a big target, hard to guard him.
Harden way outside. The long distance three is barely.
He took what the defense was giving him that time. There was nobody on him on the three-point shot. Boy, don't give him the lights out.
Powell against DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Good work defensively by Jones. Clippers trail by 6. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
1:46 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you can see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Here's Randall. Up top, Edwards. Minnesota gets it back at a new shot clock of 14 seconds. Teardrop shot. Eubanks grabs the miss.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy.
Connects again from distance.
And now, for this franchise, he's hit the most threes in a single season.
His incredible range stretches out the defense on a nightly basis. It's an invaluable element to this offense. Outside Edwards. Pass to Gobert. 6 on the shot clock. Edwards inside. Working on Jones. Edwards no good. Outside Leonard. 41 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Harden, no good.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
And finished off by Gobert.
Gobert is not fazed by these moments. He wants to be the man.
Powell sets a screen for Harden. With the drive, count it.
James Harden has always absorbed a huge offensive burden. It matters not where he's playing and with whom. The guy is big time in the clutch.
McDaniels against Harden. And here is McDaniels. And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, it took forever for them to commit that foul. I don't know why they didn't do it right away. Those are precious seconds.
Boy, that's a bang-bang play on the inbounds pass. I like those quick hitters.
And so the Timberwolves take the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean...